Hello and welcome back to the Cisco Learning Network podcast. We continue our conversation with Yusuf Bhaiji, Senior Manager of Global Certifications at Cisco, as he now focuses on the new continuing education program. This is the final episode we speak with Yusuf about the changes being made to the Cisco certification program. So if you're interested in hearing about the general and high-level changes being made as a whole, please listen to the first episode in our series. And if you're looking for more information about the changes being made specifically to the CCNA, CCNP, and CCIE levels of certification, please check out episodes 2 through 4 in our series. So let's listen in to the next part of this interview between Cisco Learning Network Community Manager Brett Lovins and Yusuf Bhaiji as they talk about this new program that goes into effect February 2020.
All right, we're back. This is Brett Lovins, Community Manager on the Cisco Learning Network, and this podcast series rolls along. We have had 4 excellent podcasts with my friend Yusuf Bhaiji. Yusuf, welcome back.
Thank you, Brett. It's been fun, right?
Oh, absolutely. And we've covered a lot of ground. So we thought we would throw an extra podcast. We didn't originally intend to do this, and you'll find that there's information about this topic in some of the other podcasts. And of course, we'd encourage you to go back and listen to them. But for some of you, this podcast might be specifically useful. So we're just going to laser focus now on continuing education and recertification. So, continuing education came out a couple of years ago for IE, for the expert certifications, and it's expanding. So why don't you just speak to that a bit, Yusuf, wherever you want to take that.
Absolutely. So thank you, Brett. So yes, continuing education has been one of the hot topics in this evolution and one of the important changes, and we are evolving the program to encourage more people. So what we are doing now is we are expanding the continuing education program to all our certifications. So whether you are a CCNA, CCNP, CCIE, or even our specialist certification, we are now giving you a choice, a flexibility to recertify using continuing education program. So there are several key changes at the recertification policy level as well as the continuing education. So let me just walk you through some of those. So first thing is the recertification cycle. So currently there are different years for the recertification cycle. If you're a CCNA, CCNP, you need to recertify within 3 years. For the CCIE, you need to recertify in 2 years. For our architect, you need to recertify in 5 years. So we are unifying that policy and making it one fixed policy. And the new recertification cycle will be 3 years. So moving forward, after February 2020 cutover, all certification moving forward will require 3 years recertification cycle. And for those who are CCIE certified, they are familiar with the suspended year. So when they are currently certified, they are active for 2 years, and then they get additional 1 year suspended. So for CCIE, please take a note that there will be no more suspended period. We are actually baking that into the active CCIE status. So that 1 year is also kind of padded into the certification cycle, and now it becomes 3 year certification cycle instead of the 2 year certification cycle. So that's one change. And then the other important change in the recertification policy and how the program works is how we extend your recertification, which is how do we push out the date. So there are 2 camps or 2 different ways we used to do currently, what I call anniversary date versus the event date. The anniversary date is a method that the CCIE program is using today currently, that if you're a CCIE, let's say you certified on the June of 2010, then we always monitor or track your certification 2 years from that date, from the first time you certified. So if it was 1st of June 2010, then we pad 2 years and say, okay, 1st of June 2012 is your certification cycle. But what we are saying now is that we are going to track from the event date. So when you are in between the journey and you are kind of doing continuing education, or maybe you're taking recertification exam, whenever you satisfy the requirement of the recertification policy, we will extend or push out from that date. So imagine in this example, if my requirement was due in June of some year, and I completed in January, then my cycle will be pushed out from January to January in 3 years. So it is based on the event date, not the anniversary. That's another change that I wanted to highlight in the recertification. And along with that, we are also introducing a new emeritus lifetime tenure program. So for people, CCIE community who are already active or emeritus for 20 years, so if you have maintained your certification for 20 years at the CCIE level, we are introducing a new emeritus lifetime tenure program. The advantage is there is no longer going to be fees for it. You can maintain it, and you can keep your CCIE emeritus certification.
So how about continuing education? Historically that was exclusively for CCIEs. As I understand it, that's now expanding out to other certifications. So tell us about that as well.
So we are evolving the CE program, or expanding the CE program to all certification, like I mentioned earlier. So whether you are CCNA, CCNP, or CCIE, or even the specialist certification, because remember in our previous podcast, we mentioned that specialist certification badge is a standalone certification of its own. So if you have taken any concentration or any technology core exam, any Pearson VUE written exam, you get rewarded a specialist credential, and it is a standalone certification of its own, and you can individually maintain it in this cycle. So the CE program is evolving in a couple of ways. First, of course, we are enhancing the choices or the activities, we call it, and either you can take a training, either you can attend Cisco Live, or you can write items for the exam. So there are different ways, and we are expanding the catalog. We are going to add more training and more options in terms of the activities. The other biggest change is what I call hybrid model. Currently, for CCIE community, the way they understand the continuing education program is what I call one or the other. Meaning either you take the exam or you do the continuing education. It was not combination, it was or. But the good news is now, again, we are providing that flexibility and that extended control, that you get the choice to decide what you want to do. And we are giving you a mix and match option. We are giving you a hybrid option, that as long as you fulfill the requirements, so you can do a combination of exam and training, combination of training and Cisco Live, combination of exam and Cisco Live. Whatever activities are available in the catalog, you can mix and match. And that's what gives you the most kind of elasticity in terms of your recertification method. You can choose how you want to recertify. The other biggest change is, good news is, there will no longer be administrative fee for the recertification. So after February 2020, when the program goes in production, there will be no fee, no administrative fee. So candidates are no longer going to be required to pay the administrative fee to recertify through continuing education. Let me also highlight one more thing, is the table, the credits, right? So because we are talking about specifically on continuing education, there are 4 certifications that we talked about, right? CCNA, CCNP, CCIE, and specialist. So the requirement for the continuing education is that you need 30 continuing education credits for CCNA. So you need 30 credits for CCNA, you need 80 credits for CCNP, and you need 120 credits for CCIE, and you need 40 credits for specialists. So that's the kind of the table requirement. And again, all this information is available on our website, so don't worry if you didn't capture it properly, but go to our website and you'll find all the different requirements. And like I said, you can mix and match. So for example, for CCNP, if you need 80 credits, you can mix and match. You can take one concentration exam, which could be worth 40 credits, and you can take one training. Or you can attend Cisco Live and take one exam, and as long as you complete those 80 credits. For CCIE also, there is a change that we are now changing the requirement from 100 credits to 120 credits. And some people said, well, why are you increasing the requirement? Well, that's because of that earlier comment I mentioned that now the certification cycle is 3 years and CCI currently was 2 years. So now you have an extra 1 year in the certification cycle. So if you think about the math, when we didn't go from 100 to 150 because it's one extra year, like 50, 50, 50, we made it to 120. So it is also important that because we extended the 3-year policy and to maintain the rigor of the certification program, we had to increase the value to 120 credits. So that's another change. One other change is there is no more cap. Meaning, currently, the way the continuing education worked is that we had a ceiling limit. So there used to be 70 credits for Cisco Live that you could not achieve any more than 70 continuing education credits. And if you were doing item authoring and contributing towards the exam, the ceiling limit was 20. The good news is we are also removing the cap. So there is no more cap. You can do all Cisco Live and complete all your credits for Cisco Live. You can do all your credits with exam. You can do all your credits with exam authoring, or you can mix and match. It is your choice. It is flexible as long as you fulfill the requirement.
Well, what a wonderful final podcast on this series, Yusuf. I think this one will be really useful, and all of them will be. So those of you who haven't yet, go back and listen to the other podcasts, and as well as all of our podcasts. We have a lot of podcasts for the Cisco Learning Network podcast. Yusuf, thanks a ton. I know we're going to speak more as the certification program gets underway, and I think we'll probably need to have you back. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely an exciting time and so much to share. So definitely we'll be planning some more editions of these podcasts, but these were the basic ones, and I really encourage people to go to the website and dig for more information. So thank you for having me.
You bet. That's cisco.com/go/next-level or CiscoLearningNetwork.com. Have a great day or evening wherever you are in the world, and thanks a ton, Yusuf. Take care.
That's it for our interview with Yusuf about the changes being made to the Cisco Certifications program. To learn more about the new certification and training portfolio, please visit the Cisco Learning Network, where you'll find more resources explaining the changes and a community network ready to support you and answer your questions. Please subscribe to our podcast to get more information about the changes being made to the Cisco Certifications program, and also get the news and information you need about different types of technology. And if you could take a minute to leave us a review on iTunes, we'd appreciate it. Thanks for listening.